In the United States, one of the richest nations on Earth, it's hard to believe that tens of millions of people still rely on food stamps to survive. That program is called SNAP, short for Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, providing essential food aid to more than 42 million Americans every month. But as the federal government enters its second month of shutdown, SNAP now faces a funding crisis. Even more concerning, it has turned into a political weapon in the ongoing standoff between Democrats and Republicans. During his return from Asia, former President Donald Trump made a statement that sparked widespread debate. He claimed that the lapse in food stamp funding would mostly hurt Democrats. According to him, Democratic lawmakers had refused to approve the budget, forcing the shutdown, and now he said their own people would suffer the most. On social media, Trump warned that SNAP payments in the coming month would, unfortunately, be delayed. He added, "When you talk about SNAP, you're talking about largely Democrats. But I'm the president. I want to help everyone, Democrats and Republicans. But they're hurting their own people." His remarks immediately drew sharp criticism. Analysts and journalists pointed out that the facts tell a different story. Government data show that SNAP recipients are not concentrated only in Democratic states. In reality, more than half of all food stamp beneficiaries live in Republican voting states, many of them among the poorest in the nation, such as Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, and Kentucky. If SNAP were to lose funding, millions of Republican voters would also feel the impact. A federal judge has ordered the administration to continue payments temporarily, but implementation remains uncertain. With thousands of federal employees furloughed, the Department of Agriculture may not have enough staff or resources to process benefits on time. And while politicians argue in Washington over who is to blame, millions of families outside the Capitol are wondering how they will afford their next meal. From a political standpoint, Trump's comments reflect a familiar tactic in Washington, assigning blame and turning a human welfare issue into a bargaining chip. But for ordinary Americans, this is not a matter of party or power. It's about survival. A single mother in Texas may not care who's a Democrat or a Republican. She only cares if she can still buy milk for her child. A veteran in Ohio might be forced to choose between medicine and food, and a child in Louisiana could go to school hungry because politicians failed to agree on a budget. Politics, no matter how fierce, should never touch the dinner table of the people. A meal is not just food, it is dignity, compassion, and the very symbol of life. When food assistance becomes a hostage in a partisan power game, it's not just a budget crisis, it's a crisis of empathy. The political standoff in Washington will eventually end. But for millions of Americans who depend on every dollar of support, a shutdown is not an abstract concept. It's a daily struggle to survive. And perhaps the real question for America is this: has the government forgotten who it was created to serve and who it was meant to protect?